everyone, it's CreamBRabbit here, and welcome to another Rabbit Revelings! Today I'm talking about a thing, like always. It's a bit late when I'm recording this. It's like 12 AM. I'm tired, so right now I'm going to try my best to do this. Because why not? And if you heard some crackling noises, that was me cracking my knuckles. Because I can. Anyways, today's episode, we're going to be talking about active listening, as the title suggests. So, you might not know what active listening is, but basically, active listening is a type of listening where you retain the information that you are listening to, such as whatever I talk about in this stream, or not stream, this recording. Whatever I say on stream, whatever happens in chat, whatever happens anywhere, actively listening or looking or whatever, that's what it is. That's like remembering that shit. Sorry for cursing, but remembering that. And active listening is a very important part of our daily lives. For example, going over to class and then listening to their lecture or whatever. It's important to listen to them and retain the information for the test that's going to probably come up next Tuesday. I have an exam on the Tuesday. I have to record it, but it's okay. I'm gonna be fine, don't worry. But yeah, it's a really good idea to be actively listening in order to retain that information. Now, what is not active listening is what most of us do all the time. For example, when you're in a conversation with someone and then you just autopilot respond like, I see, yeah, no, I get it. But you don't actually get it, you don't actually see anything, you just nod your head up and down and just be like, you're listening to them, you're hearing them out, but you're not actually like understanding, or like you're not retaining that information, you're not actively listening, you're passively listening. And you won't retain anything from whatever they said. And that's a thing that happens like every single day for me. But mainly to like in like class, because I'm a terrible student. But that's okay, because I know that I could be a good student if I started doing active listening. And the same goes for YouTube. I noticed that whenever I just go on YouTube, I just turn my brain off and I just listen, or like I just watch. Like, this active listening doesn't just isn't just about listening, it's also about watching. I'm not actively watching, I'm not actively listening, I'm just passively watching it, passively looking, and it's like, yo, the pixels are moving on the screen. Yo, he did a thing! Nice! And that's pretty much all it is. It's the same thing happens with like news and shit. And again, sorry for cursing, but you kids aren't even supposed to be on my channel. Regardless, yeah, I feel like active listening can be really useful to like just life in general, because like if we all did more active listening, like I guess naturally we'd have more memes, because people just like there's like funny stuff on the internet. It's like, yeah, it's funny. But then like we just disregard it because we weren't even thinking about it. Once we actually think about it, that's when it starts to become a meme. Like things that gain traction, things that go viral. Active listening helps make that viral. It's a big part about it, because there's someone that retains that information, that knows, that keeps the memory of that meme or whatever. I don't really know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm trying to say that we can benefit from active listening. It's not hard to do. I imagine that the issue the real issue is that we have been pretty much conditioned to passively listen or like just look at the world passively, and it's just, I don't know. Like, you don't... The reasons why people get better at video games is that they're actively trying to get better, similarly to active listening. When you, like, if you're actively doing the thing, like if you're actively trying to play a video game, then you'll end up catching on things, you're listening in on cues, and you're getting better and better. As for something like a game show, you have, like, it's gonna start getting harder to become active in the gameplay and the listening and such, so you're gonna have to start cutting things off and start turning them passive. When I think, like, we've been conditioned to think that we should just start doing passive listening or passive work in general, I guess, I don't know, because it's just the easiest, most efficient way to do things. Like, I love Game Grumps, but I'm gonna use them as an example for this. They play video games. It's clear that Aaron and Dan aren't the best at video games, but at the same time, there are games they are really, really good at, such as Super Mario Bros. 2, Punch-Out. For Aaron, it's what's it called? Mega Man X. They're really good at those games, but once you start talking and like and having to be active in what you're saying, as well as the game, it starts to become hard. So they start doing passive play. They start playing the game passively, I don't know, they just start they're just passive. Oh, another way to say like passive playing or something is like autopilot. They just autopilot the gameplay and then they just talk, and it's really, really hard. But like, that's just how the game show works. They have to improvise, they have to keep their minds working, and they have to keep active in both aspects, but like at some point in time, they're just gonna do everything passively. Or at least they're gonna play the game passively and be active in their stories and whatnot. And that happens a lot. I do it a lot sometimes too. But when I stream, you'll more than likely see me actively play the game rather than give my input on the story or whatever. Not story, on the game. Specifically Overwatch, not Overwatch, specifically like games that like I just play, like similar to Game Jumps, like Super Mario World or whatever, like single player game where it's just me and the chat, or just me and whoever is listening. Like, I want to be able to interact with my friends, like, say, like, we're on a couch and we just play a game. I want to be able to have that interaction. So, like, I'm gonna, like, actively make sure that I have that interaction, and it gets harder to play the game. So I start passively playing, just play by memory, by muscle memory and whatnot. And, yeah, that's what really makes the thing of the active listening and whatever and whatnot. I'm really bad at this speaking business, and I don't know, I just feel like we should be more active in general when it comes to these, like, interactions, because, like, I've noticed time and time again that people are like, oh, I'm sorry for not looking at chat, I'm sorry for not listening to chat, I'm sorry for not looking at the comments, and, like, all this stuff, like, you're not actively thinking about it, you're just, you set your focus on different things, because actively listening is apparently difficult, and honestly it's not. It's just very, very, like, energy consuming, because of how much, like, you have to focus. and not a lot of people have focus. I understand. There are some people that have handicaps for that, and I get it. But at the same time, I feel like it's something that could be overcome, regardless of the handicaps for everyone or whatever. Anyways, I'm being stupid now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye!